Good morning, dear students. My name is RASULOVA and today I'm going to explain about the subject of stylistics. So our topic is the subject of stylistics. So what is stylistics? Stylistics is a branch of general linguistics. It studies language means on all the language levels from the point of view of their expressiveness, emotiveness, imagery and evaluation. In other words, it studies the effect of the message, its impact on the reader or listener. This subject of stylistics can also be outlined in the study of the nature, functions, and structure of stylistic devices. On the other hand, the study of language styles, its aim, its structure, its characteristic features. Thus, the main problems under the consideration in stylistics are as follows. First one is functional style. Second, stylistic differentiation of the English vocabulary. Third one is types of speech. And the last one is stylistic devices and expressive means of the language. So what is functional style? A style of language can be defined as a system of language means intended to fulfill a specific function of communication. We distinguish 5 styles in the English language, each of which is characterized by specific linguistic features. So, the first one is bell letter style. Its main function is aesthetic impact on the reader. It is subdivided into the language poetry, emotive prose, and drama. So, next one, so we are going to talk about vulgarism. Vulgarisms are used to emphasize the coarseness and the lack of education of certain characters. Dialectal words are words and expressions which have come from dialectal character. A great number of former dialectal words have locally dialectal characteristics as a result of frequent use and enter the statement of commonly used colloquial words. For example, lass as a girl and pet as a dog. Dialectal words are used in the bell-letter style to create a passage through his or her speech. They can indicate the origin, the educational and cultural level of the speaker. Colloquial and literary words have no stylistic function if they are used in oral or written types of speech, respectively. But when they interfere into other fields, they assume stylistic functions. So there is a special stylistic device based on the mixture of words belonging to different spheres. This stylistic device is always aimed at producing humorous satiric effect. Here is an example from Byron, Don Juan, describing a young man in love who suffers from seasickness. His high-flow declaration of love is interlaced with a curse and cries for help. So next is about terms. Terms are words denoting various scientific and technical objects, phenomena, processes, and etc. Terms abound in special text in the scientific style. In this case, their function is merely that of communication, but when terms appear in the bell-letter style, their function changes. Their main stylistic function is to create the true-to-life atmosphere. Terms are used to create a historical background, local coloring, elevation, humorous atmosphere of the narration. For example, medical terms which appear in Cronin's Citadel are used to create a true-to-life atmosphere of hospital, wards, laboratory. Many borrowed words undergo phonetic and morphological changes in accordance with the laws of development of the English vocabulary. Some retain their native spelling and pronunciation. For example, tête-à-tête, which means face-to-face, and borrowed from French language. The stylistic function of barbarism is to create the local coloring to stress the action that action takes place in a strange country to characterize the speaker to show through his speech his foreign origin. And now the roof had fallen in on him. The first shock was over, the dust had settled, and we could now see that his whole life was kaput. So the word kaput is taken from the German language. Colloquial words. Colloquial words, as well as literary or bookish, are divided into 2 groups, general and special. General colloquials are included in the standard English words, for example, chap, chummy, red, less, dead, heat. Expressions, he is seeing things, or it means I'm hearing bells. it's a picnic to you, less of your lip and more of the facts. The different forms of the address, I beg your pardon. Special colloquial words or non-literary words are such highly colloquial words which are considered to be on the outside of the literary language. Non-literary words are subdivided into 4 groups: slang, social and professional jargonisms, vulgarisms, and dialectal words. So what is slang? Slang, words and phrases in common colloquial use being outside of the literary language. It is opposed to standard English. Slang is often humorous, witty, and adds to the picturesqueness of the language. They are emotional. For example, dirt, it means money, or sleep bag, it means causal flexions. Slang is used for emotional intensification of the utterance. For example, shark, it is in the meaning of well-behaved student. Rabbit, heart, or cow. Besides separate words, it includes also highly figurative phraseology. The hell of a life, or a hell of a long way, a devil of a night. That's a good one. Occurring mainly in dialect, slang serves to create speech characteristics of personages. Professional jargonisms, professionalisms circulate with the communities joined by professional interests and are emotive synonyms to terms. Professionalisms from the military vocabulary. Tin fish, it means submarine. Tin hat. Social jargonisms are to be found within groups characterized by social integrity. In the following extract from the Forsyte saga, Carlsworth uses jargonism to characterize the personage. No real sportsman cares for money, he would say, borrowing a pony if it was no use trying for a monkey. There was nothing delicious about Montague Dusty. He was, as George Forsyth said, a daisy. So thank you for your attention. That's all.